guys, Chris Brown, AnglersChannel.com. Exciting day today. Here's my buddy Josh Huntley with Pro Charging Systems talking about their marine graded chargers and everything else they do here. You know, Josh, we were talking about this earlier. My first boat had a Pro Charging System charger in it, and all of my boats since then have had a Pro Charging System. And I mean, you guys work with so many different manufacturers and you do so much stuff on the marine side that even now the new dual power y'all put in my boat this year to try out, you guys have got some great technology here.
I appreciate that, Chris, and thank you for your loyalty. Yeah, Dual Pro has always been our brand name. It's never been the company name, but we came out in the late 80s with the very first multi-bank waterproof battery charger for the marine market. From day one of the big differentiators we had was no spark technology, meaning that if you touch the leads together, they would not spark. Right. If you hooked them up backwards, they would not spark. Right. The charger just wouldn't work if you hooked it up wrong like that. The visionary that started this company, John Brandon, years ago, wanted to have a safer approach to charging batteries.
Well, it was interesting because when I walked through the door, the first thing I did was I immediately saw these two green lights, because these two green lights right here, whether it's 2 or 4, this is what every bass fisherman in the country looks for in the mornings when we go to pull our boat out of the garage, just making sure we've got green lights in our chargers. That means our batteries are good to go for the day.
Well, what if I told you though that 95% of those chargers in the market are leaving runtime on the table every single time they go to that green light? Those batteries are not fully charged. Okay. In fact, a lot of cases they're leaving 10 to 15% on the table every single time. Okay. That's huge. Imagine you've got a glass and you've got some sort of carbonated beverage like a Dr. Pepper, Coke, beer, something like that that's really carbonated. You pour it in the glass, it's filling up, the foam hits the rim, you stop pouring, right? You don't want to make a mess, so you stop pouring. The glass looks full until you come back 2 or 3 minutes later and that foam has settled away. That's exactly how a lot of these chargers in the market charge batteries. They'll dump a lot of current into empty batteries until it looks to the charger that the batteries are full. Sure. Charger shuts off, but just like the glass of Coke, that battery will settle down. The voltage settles down, the heat dissipates away, and once that occurs, you've left about 10 to 15% of what that battery can hold on the table every single time. Sure. Now, where our competitors, they've terminated their charging cycle at that point. Some go into some sort of trickle mode, but they are pretty much done at that point. With ours, once the foam hits the rim of the battery, if you will, we shut off for a certain period of time. That's called our absorption stage. Okay. We're letting the battery settle. We're letting the voltage settle down. We're letting it gas and get the excess heat out. And we're letting the foam settle down, basically. Sure. Once it settles back down and we turn back on and we know that battery can take a certain percentage more, that's when we're going to kick back on in our finishing stage. Okay. Our finishing stage is what takes that battery to a true 100% state of charge, time and time again, year after year after year. It never leaves anything on the table. It never overcharges. It never undercharges.
So keeping that specific gravity up, keeping the chargers plugged in, and letting them do their job will help you have more time on the water, which in turn, batteries are full at 100%. More power on the water, more runtime on the water, and hopefully a better fishing experience overall.
Absolutely, all the way around. Yes, sir.
Whether day or night, I love to tie one on.
Every day of the week, I like to tie one on.
I don't care who's looking, I always tie one on.
Every time I go in the water, I love to tie one on.
You may not know this about me, but every once in a while, I've been known to tie one on.
Come on, man, join the Stray King team. All you gotta do, tie one on.
I think I always tie one on.
A few weeks ago, Anglers Channel's Chris Brown introduced you to Pro Charging Systems and their technology for keeping your boat batteries charged. This week, Chris continues that conversation, learning about optimizing the charge in your batteries. Chris?
All right, Josh, earlier this year you called me and said, Chris, I want you to try something and I want you to play with it and see what you think. And you sent me this little deal right here called the BOSS, or the Battery Optimization System. You had me install it in my boat, I did. It's sitting there, it's got a little blue blinking light. It's actually got an app that goes with it to my phone. Tell me a little bit more about what this thing does, because it's really pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool. So BOSS, or Battery Optimization System, it solves a problem that's always been present in the marine market, or any market that has batteries in series,
right?
A trolling pack of batteries, right? That you're only as strong as that weakest battery.
Right.
A lot of people don't realize that. But if you've got a 36-volt system, you've got 3 12-volt batteries in series, and 2 are at 100%, but one's at 80%, your whole pack is only operating at 80%.
Right.
So you're only as strong as that weakest battery.
Sure.
Now, if they're up here and it's down here, once it discharges and it's depleted, the whole pack is done. And you've got unused energy still setting in those other 2 batteries that you can't squeeze out. Well, the whole pack is dead at that point. Now it's time to cut your fishing trip short, you know, head on back home.
Sure.
With BOSS, it actively shuttles the energy around between the 2 or 3 batteries, however many you have in your pack right there. And that way it ensures that the pack is completely balanced out 24/7. You're not, you know, at the mercy of the weaker battery in the pack. You know, if it sees that one battery is taking more of the current than the others, it's going to babysit that battery and does what it can to ensure that it stays level with the other 2 batteries in the pack.
Sure.
Now you mentioned the app. That's the icing on the cake with this thing.
Yeah.
So you're able to actually go in and monitor which batteries are getting more attention than the others,
right,
through an app that we have called ProView Link. BOSS is going to operate 24/7. It's a self-powered device. It doesn't matter if the boat's in storage, or if it's discharging on the water, or if it's home charging up. BOSS is constantly actively shuttling that energy around to ensure your pack stays balanced.
And just like the rest of your chargers, installation is a breeze. It's a simple plug and play deal, and you're ready to go.
It's easy as that. It just has ring terminals that connect to your battery pack,
right,
and that's it.
All you gotta do is read the instructions, which for me was a little difficult, but I got it, so we'll go from there.
This portion of our program is brought to you by Strike King, Lose. Go ahead, tie one on. By Ranger Boats, quality redefined, performance reimagined, and powered by Mercury. Do more of what you love on the water.
From bass and walleye to crappie and the great outdoors, you deserve more than old school aluminum. Reward yourself with the quality, performance, and extra room in a Ranger aluminum design. Packed with features, these rigs carry an ultra-smooth dry ride and stable platforms. Experience a Ranger aluminum boat today. It's built to excel and priced to be yours. Mercury, go boldly.
Josh, let's talk about ProCharge system as a whole. I mean, small American-made company, everything's made here. You know, we're right outside Nashville, Tennessee. I mean, what a cool story from this place.
Oh, it really is. It's a success story, really. You know, and I can't speak for anybody but myself, but, you know, I started here back in 2010, right out of college, trying to find some work, and, you know, I started in manufacturing. I was on the line building these chargers for a while, and then I left for a while, for about 3 or 4 years. And in that time frame, I went and worked for big companies, UPS, Nissan, you know, big companies.
Sure.
And you know, it just didn't have the same feeling that this small American-made company had. And I came back, you know, because here you've got a voice. You've got a lot of backing here. You've got people that are pushing you to your maximum potential.
Sure.
We promote from within. When I came back, went from manufacturing to technical support. And I was doing that for a couple of years. And then I went from tech support to inside sales. Now I'm full-time outside sales.
Okay.
So I get to travel the country and meet with people from all walks of life, all over the states, and not just in the marine market.
Right.
You know, other industries that we're in as well. And it's just really allowed me to, you know, to hone those skills and put them to good use and meet people I would otherwise never meet. go places I would otherwise never go to. And I think that, personally, you don't get that. I didn't get that with any other company that I was at before this.
Sure. Especially now in this day and age, American-made products are a huge, huge deal to those of us here in the country.
Oh, they sure are, yeah. And most of our competitors can't say that they're American-made. So I think that's one thing that, we have a lot of pride in these products.
Sure.
The people that are working on these products, they have a lot of pride. They know that they're a part of something that's bigger than them and part of a success story as a whole, as a company. And you just don't hear about those stories often enough.
You don't. And although we're in the marine industry and the fishing industry, it's been a crazy year for everybody this year. And things have been very good for us. We've been fortunate. But you guys also you're in other industries as well. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, you're right. Well, one, for instance, is the same professional series that we talked about earlier is also in emergency services, such as fire trucks. In fact, that's what you'll look down here on the Charger. It says ES. That model right there is for emergency services.
Gotcha.
A lot of fire trucks use our chargers, floor scrubbers, golf carts, electric scissor lifts, electric boom lifts, anything really that runs off a pack of batteries can benefit with our charger.
Things that a lot of folks don't think about until they need it and it doesn't work, and they wonder why. I guess it wasn't plugged into that charger, right?
Oh, exactly. Yep.
Or at all.
That right. Yep.
That's for sure.
Same thing happens in every market there. Yep.
Absolutely. So your experience here obviously has been very good. I imagine we have others that can tell us that same thing.
We sure do. Explain the growth that you've seen over the last 30 years in this company.
It's been phenomenal. I can remember high-fiving everybody when we could build 2 chargers in a day and get them both to work. We started humbly in a small location, worked our way up, slowly expanded. We were almost primarily marine for so many years, and we rode that roller coaster every year. Couldn't wait for the fax machine to go off and Bass Pro or whatever, start placing orders in February. We'd make it to that. But we began to diversify over the years, and for a long time it was pretty much a skeleton crew of people. But over the last 10 to 15 years, we've been able to expand, diversify, moved into various different industries. We've also become much more of a Internet of Things company. Some of the advancements we've made, especially with the team I have now, with app development, Wi-Fi gateway technology that can reach around the world now, as well as many more derivatives of the chargers that fit so many different types of battery chemistries that are coming out now. Like the lithium is just so hot now, and that's been a huge change for us. But we have handled it really well, and we've had quite a bit of success in that area. So it's been quite a ride. I've been here, like I said, helped start the company over 30 years ago, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Zach, how long have you been in the company now?
I've been with the company for almost 3 years now.
Wow, that long already, huh?
I started as an intern at the age of 19, and was still in school when I started here, and got my bachelor's in computer engineering, and I'm working on my master's degree right now.
That's great. So how has Pro Charging Systems allowed you to do your thing, what you went to school to study for?
Well, this is kind of the dream job. This is exactly what I went to school for. I got to do a little bit of electrical engineering, mostly firmware development, so we write code for the circuit boards that we design and lay out and produce in-house. And then that really turned into, with our Bluetooth technology, being able to do app development. So we do cross-platform app development now, so it's just me that writes the code for both Apple and Android devices, and we're able to have one clean code base that works on both platforms, so that really simplifies our workload, and being able to do 2 people's job with one tool really awesome. And I'm grateful that I've been able to learn so much here, and that we can make our products in the United States and not having foreign dependency on our technology.
Tell me a little bit about why you came to Pro Charging Systems. What brought you here?
Well, like everyone else in the engineering department, I started with interning. And after about 6 months, graduated, and they offered me a full-time position as a design engineer. I was very excited to get on board. It was a dream job, a lot of letting us create our own thing, a lot of freedom. From there, after about 6 years that I've been here, they moved me up to senior design engineer, and working with the team we have now, we were able to create a lot of great things, such as the dual power, the high frequency charger that we have now, the BOSS battery optimization system that's allowing higher run times on the water and increasing that battery health. From there, we've added a lot of Bluetooth and capabilities, wireless capabilities in our products, which has given us that tech edge on our competitors.
Mila, I know one thing that I've seen in myself and others around here is that this company allows for promotions from within, when it sees potential in people and it really wants to push those people to show what they really got. You're in inside sales, but is that where you started from, or can you give where you started from, where you are now?
It's kind of an interesting story. I had stepped out of business while my children were in school. So I got a call one day saying, hey, from a friend, can you come in and answer phones for us? Because our reception was on vacation and we thought we could handle it, but we can't. So I came in and I knew nothing about any of that. So I started off answering the phones for 1 week. And by the end of the week, I had told my husband, I said, oh, I would just love to work for this company. They treat their customers so well, and they are just operate as a team. I said, they're just wonderful to work for. So by the end of the week, Johnny came in, he was the owner. He sat on the desk and he said, Mila, we would love for you to join our team. What would you want to do? I will make a position for you. And I was like, oh my word. And my husband had told me the night before, sales. That's where you would really do well. So I said, well, I would love to do sales, but I really don't know anything about chargers. You know, I had been a model before that, and so it was like, this is a totally different situation. And so I said, I would really need to be trained really well, because I'd be stepping into a man's, domain. And so he and his dad trained me and taught me everything, and brought me in the factory, and just, one-on-one, they just drilled me and quizzed me, and so that's how I started. And so I was the only woman, still the only woman in the company that's in sales. And I've been here 16 years, so I've probably touched almost every customer, been able to work with them at one time or another. So I have really enjoyed it. I love the atmosphere of this company, where they really care for the customers.
So Tim, I've known you for several years now, and I've known what you've done for the company, but you were here long before I came on board. So I was wondering if you could tell me how you've seen this company grow since you first came on.
Probably, Josh, is what we've talked about before. The easiest way is just through people, a belief in people. Something sometimes that companies will say more strategically based, focus more on the market from stock valuations and things like that, lose sight of today's marketplace. And if you can avoid some of those pitfalls and stick more with the people side and involvement of your workforce, you win overall.
I've been asked before at shows from dealers and other folks, what makes your company stand out from your competitors? And I'll always tell them the same thing, the people. We're a small, but we're American-made business that's focused on diversity and truly bringing something to the market that is making people's experience better out there. And I wonder if you could talk a minute about, you being at the helm of the ship of an American-made company.
American-made's very important for the country overall because this is an industrialized nation. But I think more importantly, when you look at products in a company, it's philosophy. We're still driven by many old-fashioned terminology I would use from what other people would say, where we want people to be able to call us up on a phone, talk to us, not get stuck with a text message or voicemail, have a live person to speak with, where you can get the interaction of communication about the product, its quality, the service, and the commitment of the people behind it from a long-term warranty, service, ability of the product, I guess is what I would tell you, has driven the company more than anything else. Quality and service, that communication aspect.
And where do you see this company in terms of changes in the marketplace, paradigm shifts with technology, with battery chemistries, and where we are staying ahead of the competition in terms of those technologies with lithium and other things like that?
Companies always had a focus of technology growth from the algorithm for charging. As we move forward with app development, what we're doing with technology from CAN bus, Blue CAN, J1939 from the CAN profile, any aspect that the market has been looking for, we've always been one step ahead, releasing it as they're ready for it. And that's given us a real strong backbone for the company and acknowledgement by our customer base, customers being end users or OEMs.
And I really wanted to take a few minutes and talk about a lot of our app capability. So a lot of the products, including the products that are in your boat, have app capability where we can pull a lot of data out of it, not only in your charger, not only the fuel gauge that we have on there, but then also as well the battery optimization system that's on there too.
Okay.
So.
Well, no, that's perfect. So when you guys installed the dual power in my boat, everybody had their phones out and were looking at it. And they're like, well, here's your boat.
Yeah.
And so to me, that was one of the coolest things because as I was telling Josh earlier, when I unplugged or went to unplug this morning, I actually opened my app to make sure everything was good.
Yes.
And it had an upgrade or an update for me.
Yep.
Hit the update, it all did it right there.
Yeah.
So I knew I was good to go from there. So talk a little bit about that technology and, and in the apps themselves.
Absolutely. So we're doing the app development here ourselves. And so as we see things out in the field or new technology or want to add a few little bells and whistles, we're actually doing the updates here. Can push it through the App Store, Google Play, and then you'll be notified on your device the next time you open it up. So you can always have the latest and greatest, making sure you're getting all of the information that we're building into the apps.
Sure.
So.
And so I guess, in terms of the technology wise, that's going to do nothing but just help improve the performance, so to speak, of the charger in our batteries.
Absolutely. Because, with you guys, especially the serious fishermen, the biggest importance is you want to be out on that water as long as you can. You want to know when you wake up in that morning, your batteries are 100% charged. And with all these devices that we have on here, not only for how they perform, is going to maximize your time on the water, but you also have the data to be able to look at to know, hey, okay, I'm completely charged, or you go to bed at night, like, man, did I remember to plug my charger in? Instead of having to walk outside, just open it up,
look
and you
at
can
it.
see you're plugged in. You can see where your voltage is at on there, what % charged you're at, and you'll know that, hey, I'm good to go for the morning.
Whether day or night, I love to tie one on.
Every day of the week, I like to tie one on.
I don't care who's looking, I always tie one on.
Every time I go in the water, I love to tie one on.
You may not know this about me, but every once in a while, I've been known to tie one on.
Come on, man. Join the Stray King team. All you got to do, tie one on.
I think I always tie one on.
Groundbreaking designs, unsurpassed quality, and unshakable confidence. Welcome to the Ranger Z500 and Z100 series. Leading the industry for over 50 years, these rigs are custom crafted and loaded with more features and advantages to deliver the ultimate ownership experience. The legendary Ranger Z series. Unleash next level performance. Mercury, go boldly.
Well, guys, good morning. CB, KG, Anglers Channel Insider. Gonna do a little battery install this morning. Little battery charger install. We've got Kenneth's Phoenix here, new Phoenix, and Kenneth, we're gonna make a move from a Pro Series Dual Pro battery charger to their new dual power battery charger. And one of the main reasons we're doing that is this bad boy right here. You sure did grab that. Here, I'll hand it off to you right there. Wow, this is light. That is about, and we'll do a weight comparison here in a minute. That's about 25 pounds of pure goodness right there. What that is. We're going to make the move from lead acid batteries to rely on the lithium for you and your boat for this season. And you've been talking about it for a while. What's some of the main advantages you're looking forward to with lithium? Well, you know, Chris, and been doing it for years. Obviously, my trolling motor is as strong as it's going to be first thing in the morning. Right. And as I use it, with these batteries I've been using, it kind of degrades as the day goes on. So I have to kind of plan my day. We fish a lot of places that have a lot of current. So I have to plan my day to make sure that I have enough trolling motor to end my day and not use it all up the first part of the day. Right. What I'm really excited about the lithium batteries is you don't get that loss of power. It's going to give me full power all day long. So I don't have to worry about that. I can fish like I want to in the morning and know that I can still do that late in the afternoon. And one of the cool things about that is we're going to add to the Dual Pro battery optimization. The Boss is what they call it. And I put one on my Ranger last year, and it was a game changer for me because with the use of an app that they have, I can now monitor my trolling motor batteries all day long. Now, I don't fish like you do. You're a newcomer to the Toyota series this year. I say newcomer loosely, but I run a lot of other stuff in my boat when we're out working, and you're out just filming and fishing. So it's going to be a little different for you, but this is going to take all your batteries and really keep them the same across the board, and that's got to be helpful too, most definitely. And being an app on my phone, I'll be able to check anytime I want to. So I'll never question what I have. I'll always know what I have. Absolutely. So I'll tell you what, let's get to tearing some stuff out and put some new stuff in. Sounds good. All right, guys, so since we're replacing batteries that are already in here and the charger that's already in here, one thing I like to do personally is I'm going to take a picture of the way things are set up now, wires, where they go, how they run, because we're dealing with, you know, batteries that are in series, and you don't want to get them backwards. You want to make sure everything goes in right. So I'm going to take a picture real quick, and we can so we can match it up when we go back together with it. If it's a brand new boat, you don't have batteries, you can always go to the RelyOnBattery.com website. They've got a great schematic, so to speak, on how these batteries are laid out and how they're wired up. So we're going to do that real fast, and then we'll be good to go. The trolling motor side, of course the starting side. Pretty easy deal. We want to make sure we know what we're looking at when we go back together. Chris, I just took the starting battery out. We need to do a weight test. All right, let's see what we got. Hope I don't break your scale. So 63.8, Kenneth, and it's blinking because it's heavy. All right, let's see what the Rely on the RB100 HP, the new quickening battery, is going to weigh. $27.2. Almost a 40-pound difference. You know, you told me they were a lot lighter, but after holding both batteries, you really know the difference then. So, Ken, let's set that one on the scale. Let's see how much this one weighs. This is your Professional Series Dual Pro charger. All right, we're at 28.4 pounds. So the new dual power, Kenneth. Now,
Once again, just like holding batteries, holding this, I know it's lighter.
let's see what we got here.
Wow.
12 pounds. What was the other one? 28?
Yes.
So we're 14, 16 pounds lighter. Here we are. We've got a Dual Pro 4-bank that we all use. It's in most every boat.
That's a Professional Series. I've got that in my boat for years.
Yeah. I've run one. This is kind of funny. I've run one since 2006. And actually the Sportsman's prior to that. So, and one thing we all look for, these 4 green lights, that's a fisherman's best friend right there. So we're not taking this out because of lithium. You can actually send this back to Dual Pro charging systems, and they'll reprogram it to your specific lithium batteries.
Right.
I did that in my Ranger last year. I'm gonna set it down, it's heavy. It's 29 pounds heavy. But I sent mine back last year on my Ranger and had it reprogrammed for Reliant. And then later in the year, they switched me to this. This is the Dual Power Series. It doesn't, you notice there's only 2 leads,
Correct.
right? One to the starting battery and one to the bank of the trolling motor batteries, right? So you've got 2 different systems here that's going to charge everything twice the charge time, and you've already seen on the scale. It's 12 pounds.
Right.
You're holding that effortlessly.
One hand.
I'm a fat guy. I can't hold things heavy very well. So 12 pounds, a lot smaller, a lot more compact. Got this big heat sink on it. Most chargers, when they get hot, right, they shut off for a period of time. And I'll throw the graphic in there now as we do this, but this charger, like the 4-bank, it'll charge your batteries to a point, and then kind of like pouring a Coke in a glass, you got the fizz on top.
Right.
Most chargers stop at that point. This one stops, says, hey, let's cool down for a few minutes, let's see what happens. Then it monitors all the batteries. And then it says, oh, okay, we're only like 80%, let's keep going. So then it's gonna run it up some more. And so it continually monitors those batteries until you unplug it and go fishing.
Right.
And of course, with the app, you can sit in your house, before you go to bed at night and go, hey, look, I'm charged. I'm ready to go. Quicker charge times when you're traveling, everybody at the hotel, you're getting charged up.
I've traveled before where we've plugged into 2 outlets and it worked fine. I find out in the morning that someone had tripped the outlet and I didn't get fully charged.
Right.
Now I'll know that with my app.
You can get back, you can get it charged faster, you can get it off the charge, and you're ready to roll. So let's go ahead and get this one in. I'm gonna let you do that because I'm bad way can't get in that hole. So I'm gonna let you do that, and then we'll get the rest of it all plugged up and ready to go.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Now we're gonna put the battery optimization system into the back of Kenneth's Phoenix here. Pretty simple install. Got instructions. It goes to the trolling motor batteries. This is a great little deal that he's going to see a lot of benefit out of. So we're going to go ahead and put it on this plate here and hold it. He's going to drill it, and we'll get it going. All right, KG. Old charger's out, new charger's in, ball system is in, ready to be wired up. Now it's time for the fun part.
For the power battery.
All right, Kenneth, install's done. I think the hardest part was getting the old batteries out.
Most definitely. And if I remember, you didn't even volunteer to help get those out. I was out.
I was running the camera.
Okay.
I was running the camera, but all right, we got the RB100 HP for the starting battery. Then we got the RB100s in series with the ball system, nice and solid on the ball. So we've got the dual power charger in there now. So let's plug this sucker up and see what we got, and then we can download the apps, and we'll talk a little bit more about the charging system with these batteries. One thing that we talked about earlier, we can, with lithium, chargers can be programmed to those batteries to get the best result out of these. And what's cool is Pro Charging Systems, Dual Pro, they have been working with Reliant to get the right algorithms, to get the right charge times, the voltage, the whole 9 yards. Some will go to a certain point, stop, and quit and say, hey, we're good.
This one is made for these batteries, and they work hand in hand. So this is going to be cool. So let's get this sucker plugged up, and then we'll start working on the rest of it there. That's good. All right, KG, battery's in, everything's plugged up. We got the juice control motor. Juice control motor, that's always good. We use the schematic. We know how everything's wired up now. What's battery 1, what's battery 2. Got the boss installed, got the dual power installed. So I got to go back and do the math, but let's see. How heavy was the lead acid batteries we pulled out? Heavy. So we figured you've already saved what? Over 100 pounds or better? Should be, yes. Over 100 pounds or better by going to lithium, by going to the different charger, the new dual power charger from Dual Pro. So you saved a ton of weight. Performance on this boat prior to these batteries?
It was really good. I mean, you know, plane was good. I can top speed. I can run mid-70s by myself pretty easy.
What do you expect to see now out of this boat with 100 pounds? Well, knowing you're going to put 100 pounds of tackle back in.
Probably.
But now you've got a lot less weight back here. Plus, you've got more power throughout the day than you've ever had. Now, one thing with the Boss and the dual power is the apps. I showed you the apps. I've used them. Of course, you got your books here that come with the chargers. But the app on this, now you can look here and see where you're at. It's all Bluetooth from the deal itself. This is going to save you because you don't have a battery fuel gauge on this boat.
Correct.
This will save you from having to undo the cover at night and see where you're at when you're at a hotel. So you can pull this up and look at it. So hit that and see what we got. It's going to connect. So here we've got our primary, which shows 36 volts, which that's going to be your total motor. Then your auxiliary, which is your charging battery. It shows your voltage and your percentage. You're at 6% right now, and it's charging. So you should see a full cycle charge out of this within a couple hours, if that. So this is very cool to see where you're at when you're on charge or throughout the day. You pull that up, you can see what the batteries are doing. Now go out and let's go to ProView Link real fast. ProView Link is your Boss system, all right? And your Boss system, go ahead and hit that. So your Boss system, like I said before, it's going to take your system across all three and hit details, and let's see where we're at. So details, you can see this battery was low earlier,
right?
And now you can see where it's at now. So it's going to take all three batteries as a pack, and it's going to say, okay, battery 1, you're high, battery 2, you're high, battery 3, you're lagging behind. So it's going to take battery 3 and bring it up to the level you are across the board. So everything's going to be very close to each other across the board. So when you hit the trolling motor pedal, all your power goes right there.
Right.
And you know what you've got every time you hit that button. Whether you're in current or whether you're back in the shallows, when you hit the button, whether it's 6 a.m. or 3 p.m., you know what you got going. What kind of peace of mind does that give you?
You just don't even understand. And I imagine that, you know, probably the first 2 trips out, I'll be watching this throughout the day, see how it goes. But I'm going to learn how efficient it is, and I'm going to stop worrying about it.
Absolutely.
Then it's going to help me as I'm charging my batteries at night. You know, like I said, when I'm traveling, I'm staying in a hotel, I can sit in my hotel room and check it all the time.
Absolutely.
If we've got other people we're sharing power with other people as they plug in later on or whatever, I don't have to worry about them tripping a circuit and me not knowing it.
Right. So one thing about the dual power battery charger and the Boss, you don't have to have lithium batteries to make this work. If you have lead acid and you want to add these chargers to your system or you want to upgrade, that's the way to go. It's going to take it all as a pack, it's going to charge it right, and it's going to give you real time on your phone what you need to know when you're on the water to make sure you got what you need to go fishing. So let's button this sucker up. Let's go to the lake. I'm all for it.